and welcome to this noon edition of North Penn News. I'm Justine Ye.
And I'm Christina Stidham. In our first story, our North Penn Knights traveled to Coatesville on Friday for the first round of District 1 playoffs. After stellar performances by seniors Chris Akins, Connor Gill, and Austin Shearer, the Knights came away with a shutout win against Coatesville, 31-0. The Knights will battle the Falcons of Pennsbury in round 2 of District 1 football tomorrow night. Come out and support the Knights as they continue in the playoff games.
Acclaimed children's book author Peter Catalinato visited Oak Park Elementary School to talk with students about the creative process of writing a book. North Penn News reporter Rebecca Rosenblatt has more.
Eyeballs. When I draw eyeballs on a character and I color them in, I like to leave a white spot.
Fourth grade students at Oak Park Elementary School were treated to an informative and enjoyable presentation by acclaimed author and illustrator Peter Catalinato. The author explored the creative process of writing a story from the initial brainstorming of ideas to the final details and illustrations. He stressed to the students the importance of not getting caught up in the details of a story.
But a lot of kids, when they write, they start thinking of the setting. They start thinking of the plot. They start thinking of the characters. And I say to them, how can you think of those things when you don't even know what your story is? Find your ideas first, because that's how everything creative is done. Ideas first, then details. But a lot of children, when they write, they start coming up with all these details. You know what you're doing to yourself when you're writing? You're taking this wonderful imagination of yours and you're shrinking it.
Although he has published over 40 books, 14 of which he wrote, Mr. Catalinato began his career as an illustrator in the 1980s by painting book jackets. He showed the students how to create a character's face to look more realistic through the use of shadowing.
I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and shadow is usually the answer. So I'll start to make this indentation.
During the session, Mr. Catalinato led the group through the creative process on a book they will co-author with their fellow classmates. For Catalinato, teaching kids the importance of writing and storytelling is vital.
Writing might be the last bastion for creativity, and stories are so important. I mean, we learn about ourselves, we learn about relationships, we learn about family through stories. And I think children, one generation learns about the other from stories. And I think it's something that we need to just keep passing on to children, the power of story and the power of imagination.
And for the teachers, having someone like Peter Catalinato to share his experiences and knowledge with their students is just as important.
I think the reason that it's important for the children to have a real-world experience, especially with an author, is because writing is one of the most difficult things for them to do. And being able to develop a story and add those details and things that they need in a story, you as the teacher can tell them those things, but to actually see someone who does it as their job for their work and as part of their craft, it really is helpful for them to realize that it takes several times for them to do it, that they have to revise over and over again in order to get a great story.
This unique opportunity was funded by a grant from the North Penn Educational Foundation. The foundation's mission is to motivate and inspire North Penn students through innovative projects and learning experiences. Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Rebecca Rosenblatt.
The 7th annual Bucksmont Intermediate Honors Chorus concert was held on Friday, November 8th at Pennfield Middle School. 75 7th and 8th grade singers from the North Penn, Methacton, and Souderton school districts were selected to participate in the event. The concert gave the students the opportunity to sing different music styles and learn about music literature. Each of the participating choral directors conducted a selection of the program, and Mr. Matthew Clank, the North Penn High School choral director, also guest conducted at the concert. Congratulations to all of the students and faculty involved for a successful concert.
On Thursday, November 7th, the Penndale Harassment and Bullying Intervention Task Force team held a basketball game to raise money for the NPSD Educational Foundation. North Penn News reporter Christina Stidham has more.
Who brought the most game to the court, the Penndale students or the Penndale staff? That question was answered at the Students vs. Staff basketball fundraiser game. The event was the culmination of a 3-week fundraising event organized by the Harassment and Bullying Intervention Task Force team, or HABIT. Led by freshmen Erin Heebner and Taylor Young, the team hosted a variety of school events, including selling candygrams, a spirit week, and a collection at lunch.
We decided to take a leadership role in HABIT, which is the Harassment and Bullying Intervention Task Force.
And the fundraiser that we chose this year is the North Penn School District Educational Foundation. Over the past 3 weeks, including today, we've raised over $1,600.
This fundraising effort by the HABIT team is the first time a student group has raised money to support the foundation. During the game, the students and staff members, which included Superintendent Dr. Kurt Dietrich, had fun yet kept the game very competitive. At halftime, students could purchase a chance to shoot a half-court shot as part of the fundraising efforts by HABIT. At the final buzzer, the scoreboard said the Penndale staff defeated the students by a score of 47-36. But in the end, the students really were the winners.
It's important for kids our age to understand that every little thing counts.
And it was really easy for us to get the kids involved in this fundraiser just because the money is coming right back to the North Penn School District.
For North Penn News, I'm Christina Stone.
The Penndale HABIT team presented the fruits of their labor at a recent foundation meeting. The students raised over $1,500 for the North Penn Educational Foundation. All of the funds will remain at Penndale and will benefit special education courses.
Last Saturday, the North Penn Marching Knights traveled to Hershey to compete in the Cavalcade of Bands Grand Championships. The Knights put on their best performance of the season, but unfortunately came short of a first place by a mere 0.05 of a point. Taking second, North Penn scored a 97.05. Congratulations to the Marching Knights on a successful championships and a great season.
On November 7th, the North Penn ice hockey team faced Central Bucks East at Hatfield Ice in their opening game of the season. After scores by North Penn players Matt Stella and Alex Peterson during the second period, CB East made a comeback to defeat the Knights 4-2. The ice hockey team is back in action on November 14th against Harry S. Truman High School at Grundy Ice Rink at 7:20 p.m. Good luck to the Knights in the rest of their season.
The ice hockey team is also looking forward to their Night with the Knights on Thursday, November 21st. A special event for North Penn Elementary students, the Knights will be hosting a pizza party at 7:20 p.m. following their game at Hatfield Ice. The game will include additional fun surprises between the periods. The party will include admission for one parent and student, one drink, and one slice of pizza per person. For more information, contact Dan Vadis with the information on your screen. Come out and support the Knights as they take on Pennsbury High School and join in on the pizza party after the game.
Crawford Stadium was packed for an exciting event despite the day off on Monday, November 4th. North Penn News reporter Rebecca Rosenblatt has more.
Last Monday, the North Penn SGA hosted its annual Powder Puff event. The sophomores and juniors kicked off the night with a mainly back-and-forth game, concluding with a win for the sophomores 27-26. At halftime, the sophomore and junior cheerleaders performed their routines to dazzle the crowd. After the first game, the Powder Puff King and Queen, representing SGA and Thespian Troupe, were crowned for their fundraising efforts towards VH1. In the second game of the night, the seniors came away with a win against the sophomores 21-6. The senior cheerleaders performed to a medley of Miley Cyrus songs. Their highly entertaining routine claimed them the cheerleading champion title, and the juniors won the Sportsmanship Award. Overall, it was a very successful night with over $400 donated to VH1. Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Rebecca Rosenblatt.
Knapp Elementary School hosted its second annual Parent Camp in the beginning of November. Parent Camp 2, the Global Parent-Teacher UN Conference, featured a keynote from Dr. Adam Berman, who discussed parent-student communication. After the keynote, there were many breakout sessions, including college planning, IEP 101, technology, internet safety, and optimizing communication with your child, just to name a few. The day concluded with a live Skype conversation with a middle school in Texas that was also holding a student conference at the same time. Parents from North Penn quizzed the students from Texas about the use of technology in their lives. The day ended with a smackdown where attendees shared the day's experiences and recommendations for next year's parent conference.
Pennbrook Middle School tried something new during lunch on October 29th. Here's a closer look.
Hi, I'm Shari, Cassel. I'm the librarian here at Pennbrook, and today is Mix It Up at Lunch Day. Mix It Up at Lunch Day is an activity sponsored by Teaching Tolerance, and students are randomly assigned to tables so that they sit with different people from their usual lunches, and they're given questions to start conversations and get to know some new people. The purpose for today is just to give kids an opportunity to meet new people, give them some skills that they can apply if they are in other circumstances where they have to make a new friend. And it's really a great way to kind of cross the boundaries that we sometimes set for ourselves. I think mixing up at lunch is especially important for middle school kids because those are the years that we form who we are going to become. And I think that it makes the kids more comfortable in different situations, and it lets them see that even people who are different from them are still great people.
You have that one? What did you say? I said I'd be able to speak to anything in my mind.
Superintendent Dr. Kurt Dietrich continued his Superintendent Student Council visits at Gwyn Elementary School. The students had the opportunity to give feedback to Dr. Dietrich regarding school academics and activities. Dr. Dietrich will be visiting every school in the district to meet with students and discuss possible improvements to their school.
A.M. Culp Elementary School will be hosting their fall shopping event on November 22nd from 6 to 9 p.m. Over 20 vendors, including Mary Kay, Avon, and 31, will be selling goods at the event, and door prizes and raffles will also be sold. Beat those Black Friday lines and get your holiday shopping done at this fall event.
North Penn High School Fall's production of Our Town will take place on November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd at 7:30 p.m. and on November 24th for a special matinee show at 2 p.m. Following the love story of Emily Webb and George Gibbs, Our Town showcases the wonderful simplicity of ordinary life. Tickets cost $5 for students and $10 for adults. Gold and silver cards will be honored at all performances. Tickets can be ordered by calling the number on your screen or by downloading a ticket form at npenn.org. Come out to see a great show about small-town family life and support North Penn Theater. Once again, the North Penn School District and Superintendent Dr. Curtis Dietrich are offering families the opportunity to talk one-on-one about important issues involving North Penn schools. Monthly community conversations will be held at various locations within the district from now until April. The next meeting will be held at the Penn Suburban Chamber of Conference in Lansdale on Thursday, November 21st from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Seats are limited. Please call the number on your screen to reserve your seat today.
That's all for this edition of North Penn News. I'm Justine Ye.
And I'm Christina Stidham. Just a reminder to check all of our programming on youtube.com/NPTV. We leave you with the Bucksmont Honors Chorus concert held at Pennfield last week. Have a great afternoon.